What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Talia, and you're listening to The Live Lounge, a podcast that takes a weekly peek into the minds of 20-somethings who are living and learning how to make life work and helping each other along the way.
Good luck on them 20-somethings. Oh, God bless them 20-somethings.
Hey everybody, I want to thank you guys for joining me for the very first episode of the Live Lounge podcast. I'm so excited to start this journey. I feel like we will bond so much along the way, and we just have so much to talk about, so much to learn from each other. As 20-somethings, it's not easy, but I feel like we can make it together. So let's get right into it. So I like to start with a quote of the week. You know, every week we have something that keeps us going, that gets us going, something to crank the engine on your week. And this is my gift to you, a quote from none other than Eleanor Roosevelt. And it says, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop and look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next swing that comes along." Thank you, Eleanor Roosevelt. I needed that, and I'm sure you guys needed that. I chose this quote because it just speaks to everything we go through in our 20s. Our 20s is a funny time where nobody wants to give you help, really, but they want you to have all the answers. So you kind of have to figure out things on your own. And along the way, issues and topics come up that make you uncomfortable or make you question who you are. And we just have to stop and be like, okay, I have made it through much worse, and I probably will go through things that are far worse than this. So I can make it from here to the next point. This will not be the end of me. I will not stop here because I got things that I'm working on, and I got things that I need to see through. So my gift to you this week is this quote, is this portion from Eleanor Roosevelt. So we got our morning, week, day, whatever started with this quote. Now I want to shed a little light on booming 20-somethings.
Okay, so boom.
Booming 20-somethings, you might ask, what is that? A booming 20-something is someone in their 20s or just got out of their 20s that are really making things shake, really making things rock in their lives and in the world today. So I would like to give my booming 20-something spotlight to none other than my girl, Sierra Porter. Sierra Porter graduated from Georgia State University on May 10th with a BA in Journalism and concentration in Multimedia Reporting. She was crowned 2018 through 2020 Miss Pi Alpha of the Pi Alpha chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated on April 1st. She is the PR director for Empower Her, active NABJ member, active College Girls Rock member of the NAACP, and GSU Signal News writer. Not to mention, she's a blogger, published poet, and writer. Sierra participated in the student multimedia projects for NABJ as a writer in Detroit. Last but not least, she was accepted to travel to New York City for the Future Now Media and Entertainment Conference. My girl has been working, putting in the work to make her dreams come true. Can you say Black Girl Magic? Sierra, this one is for you, girl. I'm very proud of you, and I can't wait to just see what else you have coming up, because you popping, boo, you popping. Now, we have gotten to the portion where you can get a little bit more comfortable, Put on your fuzzy slippers, put on your fuzzy pajamas, get your favorite sweatshirt out, get your favorite hoodie, get your favorite sweatpants, get you some tea, get you some juice. It's time for couch conversation.
Just say you will come through and chill.
Couch Conversations is just a little segment where we sit down as a crew and just, air our grievances, talk about things that are going on in our communities, things that are going on within ourselves, things that we see on social media, just express ourselves, just real laid back conversation. And the topic this week is confidence and courage. So let's Google what confidence is. From my Googling, which I love to do, confidence is full trust, belief in the powers, trustworthiness, or reliability of a person or thing. Okay, that's confidence. What is courage, Googleisha? Let's find out what she says. Courage is the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face danger, difficulty, pain, etc. without fear. In other words, bravery. Now, I will say that I agree with these definitions, but I feel like they may be a little vague for how we like to live our lives, so I'll give you Talia's definitions. Talia's definition of confidence. Confidence is that inner trust within yourself or within things that have been placed in you by other people that says, I got this, I can handle it, and I'm going to be good at it. Courage, by Talia's definition, is the fearless, without a doubt, determination that makes you go for things. Like, you just know that I got this and nothing can stop me. So, let me think a little bit. Where are some moments where I've had great courage and confidence? I, over the years, have learned to have courage and confidence in multiple areas. Before, it would just be like in one or other, but I have the most courage and confidence when I'm writing. Like, when I'm literally getting out my thoughts, when I'm putting together a piece, when I am working to put out something on a written format. Like, if I'm writing a paper, I tend to be pretty confident, almost too confident, because sometimes I don't want to proofread it because I feel like I did a good job. What do I need to proofread it for? But obviously it's important to proofread. But when I'm writing my books, when I'm writing plays, when I'm writing blog posts, things like that, I am super courageous and super confident, because that's like my zone. That's my area where I'm like, yeah, I got it. And I'm that way because when I write, I feel fearless. I feel like no one can tell me what I'm writing is wrong or what I'm writing is right, or nobody can control what I'm doing. It's literally my area of freedom of expression. And that's always been important for me, to have that freedom of expression, because we're so stifled in so many other areas. It's important to have a place where you're just like, no, this is mine. I got this. I worked hard for this. I should have this moment. So that's my area. That's just one of the areas. Do I have another area that I can think of? When I dance. I love to dance. I love to feel the beat. I love to create different movements, different looks. I will say that over the years, since I haven't been dancing as much, my confidence in it has gone a little bit down, because there's just new techniques, new, I guess, I don't want to say competition, but just like new energies and new vibes that have entered into the dance world that I am not used to yet. But I know when I was in school, when I was in high school, and before then, when I danced all the time, you couldn't tell me nothing. Me and my cousin would be going down the aisles at grocery stores dancing like nobody is watching. And again, like with my writing, it's just an area where I feel free and where I feel like floating on clouds, or where I feel like I'm popping, basically. Like, I got this. And my mom would tell, I guess my mom is my biggest cheerleader, and she would always be like, I love to watch you dance because it's so this and it's so that. And I'd be like, Mommy, you telling me that because obviously you're my mama. But no, my mom was a goon too. She would be like, no, that's ugly, stop it. So to hear her really amp me up or gas me up in that way, I'd be like, okay, mama, yes, I am popping, thanks for noticing. But yeah, that's my area. Where are some moments where I don't feel as courageous or as confident? There's a lot of them, which is sad to say, but it's true. There's a lot of them. I will say, starting this podcast was a big, huge test in my courage and test in my confidence. And I say that because podcasting is a new realm that has like begun to exist. Before, it was just talk shows, or it was the radio as in like the dial system in your cars or in the actual radio box. Then there transitioned the internet radio and satellite radio, and then came YouTube, and then it's just every couple of years it's like this new wave of something that no one can really instruct you on how to navigate, and podcasting is definitely that bubble for me. I know that I listen to a whole lot of podcasts. Like, I just love to hear people express themselves very candidly, very unabashed, very honest, and I've been doing a little bit of research just to see what is podcasting, what are people doing, how are people navigating it, how are people obtaining an audience, like what is so popular, what is so interesting. And I realized that I like to talk to people. I like to help them as much as I can. I like to give them encouraging words. I like to motivate people. I like to help people get their thought process out of their heads and into action. I just like to do those things. So I was like, let me see if I can start a podcast. Let me see what would happen if I tried to expand my influence in this way. So it started off with me trying to combine my YouTube channel with my podcast, and I was like, I don't feel like that would be the best way to reach out to people. Like, I just feel like it would be too confined in a box if I used an old platform with this new platform. Not saying that it isn't possible, but for me it didn't feel right. So I was battling with that. Then I was battling with, what am I going to call this thing? What is popping? What is important? Like, what do I need to say? What do I need to do? And I really made a whole plan from point A to point Z of all the stuff I wanted to put in it, all the things that I thought would be cool, different segment ideas. I went off the hinges, which is fine because it's good to get all your ideas out. I call it a brain dump. Get out everything and then organize from what you have. So I did that, and then I got down to a solid plan. I got to things that I wouldn't budge on, or things where if I wrote it down and slept on it for a week, I came back and I was still interested in making it happen. So I was like, okay, maybe this will work. Maybe, I should stick with this. So then it got down to, okay, I got this plan. How am I gonna do it? How do I even start podcasting? What do I need? Do I need a website? Do I need advertisement? What do I need? So I just started, Googling, just my girl Googleisha, Google Nene. I love her. We best friends, cause I Google everything. So I started Googling, how do you start a podcast? What do you need? Do you need a microphone? What type of microphone? Do you need a platform? How do you do streaming? How do you do this? And it got so overwhelming, y'all. It got to a point where I was like, okay, I can't. I just can't do it. It's too much. I don't have it. I don't have any of these things. I don't know anybody that has these things. I cannot do it. And I realized that that's the worst thing you could do, is make up in your mind before you even explore options that you cannot do something. You have already limited yourself just by the pure thought that you cannot. So I was like, okay, this is too much. Let me dial it back. Let me talk to my circle. Let me talk to my friends. Let me see what my mom is saying. Let me see what my network of people are saying. How can I get help from them? Let me pull from resources, because it became like a drug to me. I wanted to start. Every time I would listen to a podcast, I was like, where is mine at? Why isn't mine up here? Every time I would hear somebody talk about something, I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for my podcast. Let me write this topic down. And I would have these intense discussions with my friend group, and they would always be like, oh my gosh, we should have recorded that, or somebody needs to document this because these are good conversations. And I'm sure if we think this way, other people would think this way. And then I was like, okay, this is 6 months in of me thinking about this and me saying this. When am I going to put it into action? And this fear settled deep. Like when I say deep within my heart and in my chest, I could literally feel a ball of fear like right up in here in my chest. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am terrified. Like, I don't want people to harshly judge me. I don't want to say the wrong thing and turn away an audience member. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings by my opinions, which is extremely contradictory to who I am outside of the podcasting realm. Like, I'm a very down to earth person. I'm one of those type of people that will tell you how it TI is because I feel like you should know. I've learned over the years that there's a time and place to do so, but it doesn't hinder the fact that that's just my character. I want people to know the truth. So I realized that the two were polar opposites. Who I am naturally versus who I thought I should be for this podcasting realm were two different things. So I was like, okay, this is too much. Again, I keep saying that. Like, that's how I felt. This is too much again. This is too much. My brain, my heart, my da-da-da-da-da. Like, I went off on a tangent. And I was talking to one of my friends, and she was just like, girl, what do you want to do? Okay, make a list. Okay. What is stopping you from doing that? You need resources. Okay, I have this. I have that. We can figure this out. You have a phone. Do it with your phone. Do it with, like, just start something. And I realized that I needed that push and confidence that somebody else was rooting for me. Not that I didn't have anyone already, but I got so overwhelmed in my thoughts that I had silenced those voices. So to hear someone reaffirm, like, girl, you got this, I said, okay, cool, I can do it. So I am currently still battling with courage and confidence in doing this, but I decided that today I was going to set up my camera. I was going to write down some notes on what I was going to talk about. I was going to pull out my phone, and I was going to turn on the voice recorder, and I was just going to, record and let the chips fall where they may. I will say that in this editing process, I have cut out a lot of moments. I have added in clips that I felt were important, but it was all in an effort to finally say yes to a dream of mine. Like, this podcast has become like my baby. It has become like something I can't wait to see flourish. Not that I'm doing it for the numbers or I'm doing it for the money or anything like that, but I really want to help people. And if I could just give somebody a 15-minute clip of just a boost, then I've done something important. Like, I've done something I felt was worth my while, worth my life, worth me going back and forth. Because I know there's someone out here who is feeling the same way, who is second guessing everything they bring to the table, who is second guessing their thoughts, who is second guessing their plans, who is second guessing their voice. So I feel like if I can just put one foot in front of the other, just one step at a time, a little bit of confidence here, courage building here, then okay, maybe it won't be that bad. And if I do fail, at least I can say I tried. And it must not have been that big of a fail if I got some results from it. That's just how I feel about it, So guys, I posed a couple of questions to you. We are the crew, we are the family, we are 20-somethings figuring this thing out together. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say about some of the things that we talk about on the couch. So, what kind of things give you confidence? What kind of things are you courageous about? What do you do when you feel defeated, when you feel stuck in your mind, or when you just can't get past a certain point? What do you do to break that cycle? Do you have people that you talk to? Do you have mantras that you say to yourself over and over again? Do you have motivational segments that you find like on YouTube or something? Let me know, because I would love to share that with the other listeners. And I would love to, apply some of these tips and tricks to my life. I would love to have a dialogue with you guys consistently. So what I decided to do was I'm going to open it up to you to have your own segment that I am calling Cues from the the crew. So if you go on the website, thelivelounge.com, there is a section that is titled Cues from the Crew, and you can put in whatever you feel in that section. It's like a little message board, so it'll go directly to me, and all you need to do is put in the title section whatever you want, whether it be a couch conversation, a quote, if you have something you want to say personally about something, if you need to get something off your chest in a Who Raised Y'all segment, if you just whatever, if you find a guest that you would love to have on the show or business you want me to spotlight, drop it in the Cues from the Crew section. And if you want me to read it on the show, definitely put in there read on the show. If you want me to read it personally or you don't want it read, definitely drop that in there too. I'm open to all range of topics, all range of ideas. I just want to hear from you guys. So guys, we have reached the very last segment of the show. Thank you guys for journeying with me this long. I promise y'all it's going to be worth it. So, I know that we are all in some way, shape, form, or fashion on social media. And we see things and topics and discussions and we are all like, okay, who is your mama? Who is your auntie? Where your grandmother? Where your father? Who is in charge? Because y'all out here acting a plumb fool for no reason. So this segment I dedicate to those moments, and I like to call them Who Raised Y'all? Because sometimes I really need to know who is in charge.
Who raised y'all?
My Who Raised Y'all topic is cleaning the kitchen. Alright, so I'm on Twitter. And I'm scrolling as I usually do. Twitter is my vice of choice. I love Twitter. Twitter loves me. We are great friends. And I see this post about cleaning the kitchen. And the caption is a little something like this. I'm paraphrasing y'all because I don't want to get anybody wrong. It says something like, this is how you clean the kitchen. And it is a picture of a sink, an empty sink. And there's suds around the countertops and around the outer side of the sink, which implies that they're wiping down the sink. So I scrolled through the comments and people are like, no, my mama said wash the dishes. She didn't say nothing about cleaning the whole kitchen. And then there's other people like, no ma'am, when you clean the kitchen, you clean everything in there. So I am here to settle the score. Go with me here. I don't know in what family or what household you individuals are growing up in to where cleaning the kitchen just mean washing dishes. Because I know in my household, with my mama, my grandmother, with my daddy, with my stepmother, everybody, when you clean the kitchen, you clean the entire kitchen from point A to point Z. There is no in between. I wish I would go downstairs and clean just the dishes. I might not be here to give y'all the next show next week. I'll lay it out for you guys, okay? Here is how you clean the kitchen. You ready? Okay. First, you gather all the dishes in the house that are dirty. Every one of them, in every room, in every nook, every cranny. You better not miss one or you may not live. You get all the dirty dishes. You wash them. Or if you are one of those people who don't like to wash dishes, you put them in a dishwasher. Whatever the case may be, you wash your dishes. And then you clean out the sink with soap and with warm or hot water. Don't try it with no cold water because that's just disgusting and we don't do things like that. After you have cleaned out the sink, you wipe down your counters. Okay, that means you need to move appliances out of the way so that you can wipe what is going on behind them. Then you clean off your appliances that have been used that day. Okay, you wipe out that microwave, but you don't just wipe out the microwave. You need to clean the microwave because some of y'all ain't cleaned y'all microwave since the day y'all bought it, and that was 4 years ago. But that's okay. I'm here to help you. And then after you clean out your microwave, you clean out all the appliances that have been used that day. So if you're using a blender, you clean it out. If you have used a toaster oven, you Google how to clean out your toaster oven because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all do not clean out your toaster oven. And I'm almost positive there is a way to do such. It's okay. I'm here to help. Then you go to your stove and you clean off your stove. Okay? You need to wipe that bad boy down. You need to get your cleaning agents and you go to work. Okay? It needs to look brand new because nobody wants to cook on an already used stove. Nobody wants to cook that eggs, that bacon, that sausage, and you got grease from the pork chops from 3 days ago on it. That's disgusting. Nobody will do that. You clean off the stove top. You check and make sure your oven is clean. That means open it up. Make sure ain't no byproduct of whatever you have put in there. Your oven should be spotless. Your oven should not smell like pizza if you're trying to cook chicken. That should not be the case, okay? That should not be the case. Then, once a week, if you are OCD, twice a week, or maybe more, you need to go to your refrigerator and clean it out, and your freezer and clean it out. You know what that means? That means taking everything off of each and every one of your shelves and wiping it off. Okay? You get your cleaning agents. If you like Fabuloso, you grab your Fabuloso. If you like Mr. Clean and Pine Sol, you grab all of that too. If you like bleach and alcohol, be careful because I don't want you to kill anybody because you ain't wipe it out good, or all those fumes. Whatever. You clean it all out. You take everything out. You clean. You make sure everything looks brand new, and you put it back there in an orderly fashion. Now here's the key. Anything that is in there longer than 2 days has got to go. I don't know where you're going to put it. I don't care where you're going to put it. But it has to get out of the refrigerator. You also need to clean your freezer. Guys, don't forget about the freezer. Because those of us with little people in the house, and when I say little people, I mean children. There are popsicles and ice creams and open packages of things that we have not been able to identify for the past month that needs to come out and needs to be sterilized, needs to be clean. And that's okay. But you put all of that stuff back in there once you're done. And then here is the piece of resistance. You sweep the floor and then you mop the floor. And then you go to bed. Anybody that come in after that has to clean and wash their own dish. I don't know who raised y'all to think that cleaning the kitchen was anything less than what I just detailed. But we need to have a talk. Because y'all missing some key things in life, and I feel that you should not go out bad like that. Alright? So that was my Who Raised Y'all for this week. I feel lighter. I feel as if the sun is shining on my face. And I can go out and have a good day. So yeah. Do you guys have any Who Raised y'all want to vent on? Anything y'all see? Let me know in the Q's from the crew section. We have reached the very end of the very first episode of the Live Lounge podcast. I want to thank you all so much for journeying with me through this entire episode. Thank you guys for being supportive and being a part of the process. I can't wait to bring you guys many, many more episodes. So don't be afraid to drop your feedback, comments, questions, concerns, ideas, or anything else you think about in the Cruise from the Cruise section on the website. And that website once again is thelivelounge.com. Since we are all family, since we are all crew members, follow the Live Lounge Podcast at Live Lounge Podcast on all social media platforms. And I can't wait to see you guys on next week's episode. And I want to leave you with good luck on those 20-somethings.